The Yuuzhan Vong were an extragalactic invader that would invade the known galaxy in 25 ABY and only used organic technology and were cut off from the Force. Okay, you've seen my other videos on the Yuuzhan Vong invading the galaxy in the Old Republic era, and I'm pretty sure you don't need to see me explaining who the Yuuzhan Vong were. Anyway, in this video, the Vong are invading the galaxy during the Clone Wars. Like all points in time in galactic history where the Vong invade, when in the Clone Wars they invade will be very important. The state of the galaxy for this invasion will be before the Outer Rim sieges. That way the Republic and Separatists are at the height of their conflict against one another and have not expended their military forces to the point of near exhaustion, yet both sides are still at their highest points of militarization and at their highest points of striking capabilities. The Galactic Republic has the greatest military force that the galaxy had ever known. The Grand Army of the Republic of Clone Troopers has a strong ground force with vehicles such as ATTEs, TX-130s, IFTs, and Juggernaut turbo tanks, as well as many more vehicles. The Republic also has a fantastic naval abilities, including equipment such as Venators, Acclimators, Y-Wing Z-95s, and if they decided to finally use them correctly, the ARC-170s. The Republic's navy is essentially unchallengeable in this war. However, the Republic also has plenty of Jedis, which, although they are well trained in lightsaber combat, they will not have their force abilities be very useful against the Yuuzhan Vong. However, at this point in the war, Jedi generals are far more experienced at leading troops than they had been before. Also, there's no overstating the clones themselves. In addition to having normal clone troopers, the clone army consists of commando squads, ARC troopers, and other specialized troops who have been doing their jobs essentially their whole lives. But the GIR also consists of planetary security forces and non-clone human troops which have experience in other conflicts such as the Stark Hyperspace War. Turning to the Separatist side of things, the Confederacy of Independent Systems has sizable fleets and an all-droid army with some planetary security forces as well as militias. The droid army primarily uses wave attacks as losses aren't something that the Separatists are too concerned about. The droid army also has many heavy hitters like droidicas, commando droids, B2s, and Magna Guards. However, the droid army would be seen as an abomination by the Yuuzhan Vong, as they are most likely to prioritize fighting the Separatists first. I'd honestly pay good money to see the Yuuzhan Vong reaction to seeing General Grievous in combat. A cyborg monster mercilessly massacring Vong warriors, they'd be terrified beyond belief, and I really want to see that. Separatist super weapons such as the Defoliator would be especially useful against the Yuuzhan Vong's organic technology, and the Separatists would definitely increase the development of chemical and biological weapons such as trihexylophene, 1138, and swamp gas. The Yuuzhan Vong invasion into the galaxy would definitely be preceded by Vong scouts who observe a battle between the Republic and Separatists where a Jedi is abducted, as the Vong want to learn more about their opponents before attacking. Afterwards, the Vong attack the Separatists first, as you know, because Droid Army and General Grievous are the worst things that would ever exist to the Yuuzhan Vong. The Republic likely sees the Yuuzhan Vong invasion as initially something that they can take advantage of against the Separatists, as they are now fighting two enemies. However, the Yuuzhan Vong conduct brutal occupations, likes of which that the galaxy had never known before, and the Yuuzhan Vong will also have skirmishes with the Republic, where the GAR would begin to view the Vong as a greater threat than the Separatists. As Palpatine already knew about the Yuuzhan Vong before their invasion of the galaxy, and he controls both factions, I feel like it would be considerably easy for both the Grand Army of the Republic and the Separatists to ally together against the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. Although things would probably be very tense between both sides at first, I feel like Palpatine could easily maneuver whatever political issue arises, or he could just quietly purge whoever he sees fit, or whoever he sees as stalling the alliance efforts, as this is Papa Palps we're talking about. Also, he's a master at manipulation, so he could basically do what he wants. Furthermore, the galaxy also has the Chiss Ascendancy and Thrawn as their allies, and the Chiss Ascendancy knows far more about the Yuuzhan Vong than the rest of the galaxy, and that'll come in handy throughout the war. The early course of the war sees the Vong decimating part of the CIS and Republic forces as they encounter the Yuuzhan Vong because the Vong are so different from any enemy that they had ever faced before. Additionally, Jedi Force abilities are not going to help them out too much in aggressive actions against the Vong. However, the GAR and CIS are allied together after about a month of conflict. Since Palpatine knew about the Vong, his intelligence knowledge would probably fall into the hands of Republic and Separatist intelligence that would be shared among the Coalition. Bioweapons will immediately be put into production by the Coalition as well as other super weapons to even further militarize the galaxy. The Republic and Separatists are essentially facing a war of annihilation with the Yuuzhan Vong onslaught, so there would be pretty much no concerns about humanitarian issues here. Chancellor Palpatine would then undoubtedly use the war as an excuse to form a galactic empire with him as Emperor to militarize the galaxy and keep it safe from any further threats from the unknown regions or other extragalactic invaders. So I give this Yuuzhan Vong period of invasion a victory for the galaxy. But what do you think would have happened had the Yuuzhan Vong invaded the galaxy during the Clone Wars? Write in the comments, and thank you for watching.